Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. I know it's been a while. In fact, it's probably been longer than a while, but I've been quite busy lately, so I haven't been able to continue with commentary. But now I'm back. Now I'm going to see if I can continue with this. Unfortunately, I do have a lot of things going on in my life, and I actually don't have a lot of time to do commentary. A lot of things in my life have to take precedence, and that and I just had no motivation to continue with this game. But nonetheless, I did say to myself I would finish this game. So I am back, and I am going to finish this game if it kills me. Anyway, we're now on to Shadow's story. Shadow's story isn't really all that bad. Well, the story itself isn't all that bad. The gameplay, meh. About as shitty as the rest of it, really. Anyway, we're starting off in White Acropolis this time with Shadow. You play through all the same 9 stages that Sonic played through, but just in a different order, and obviously with the gameplay that, you know, goes along with that character. So Shadow plays a lot like Sonic. He can move very fast, he can grind rails, and shit like that. The only real difference is that when he does a homing attack, he can sort of stick to an enemy very briefly and perform a sort of combo move, which takes out their health a lot quicker. He's a bit slower than Sonic, I find, and he's also a little slightly worse to control than what Sonic is. He also has a move called Chaos Boost, which I'll get into in a minute because there's something I really want to say on that. But yeah, this is White Acropolis. You probably recognise this section as the bit where, you know, Sonic was snowboarding, and actually rather terribly. I never mentioned just how terrible the snowboarding controls really is with Sonic. So I'm kind of grateful that Shadow doesn't have to do that. Anyway, we get to this point here. And I actually got stumped the first time I played this. I actually thought I had to go through that door there. So you hit the switch. You don't go through that door that we just passed. You go up to this point here. And, yeah. I didn't actually know I had to come up to this point the first time I played it. I thought I had to go through the door that was straight in front of you. But no, you have to backtrack and go through this door. But anyway. Got to defeat all these enemies. If you defeat the red enemy, the red robot, it kills all the other robots, so generally try and aim for that one. But anyway, another loading screen. As I said before in Sonic's playthrough, I think I said it before anyway, so long ago, I'm not cutting out any of the loading. I want people to see just how bad it is. And then we're moving on to playing as Rouge. Rouge is well, she plays like Knuckles. She's not as annoying as Knuckles, but she's still quite annoying. Like Knuckles, she can stick to the wall, and that's a really annoying glitch, and I really fucking hate it. But hey-ho. She doesn't, when she glides, she doesn't descend as fast as what Knuckles does, and she can also attack with bombs, so she doesn't have to attack at such a ridiculously close range. And if she charges up her bombs, she can actually deal with quite a bit of damage with them. So she's not particularly all that interesting to play as, but I prefer her to Knuckles. Definitely a better character to play as. She can also blast through walls and the such with her bombs. Certain walls anyway. Anyway, we get to this point and hit the switch. And look who it is. Back with Shadow. Here's another interesting little thing about Shadow's gameplay that's different to Sonic's. He has vehicles. Like in Shadow the Hedgehog, you can jump into vehicles and, you know, do stuff in vehicles. You don't have to use the vehicles all the time, but there are a few segments in the game where you have to use them, and this segment is one of them. In this segment, there are 5 lanterns, search towers, whatever the fuck they're called, and you need to go around and destroy them all. You don't destroy them, you don't get to beat the level. The goal ring will not appear until you destroy all 5 towers. Shadow isn't strong enough to destroy them on his own, so you have to use the buggy. The armoured buggy. Armoured buggy. Oh, whatever. The armed buggy is missiles. Yippee. So basically you just drive around trying to find the 5 towers. They're really not all that hard to find. They can be quite annoying to get to in a few instances, but they're really not all that hard to find if you know the layout from when you did Sonic Story. Because you wouldn't have played... You'd have had to have done Sonic's White Acropolis if you were to unlock Shadow using Sonic Story. So you'd have a rough idea of the layout. Anyway, I actually thought at one point in the game that I actually died or got hit using Chaos Boost, and that was going to be my opportunity to talk about it, but obviously this is obviously very different footage. That footage must have been from a long time ago that I was remembering. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, you can blow up your vehicles if they get damaged too much. The red bar on the bottom is the amount of, you know, health, I suppose you could say, that your buggy has left. And if it runs out, it'll blow up. But you can get a new one, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, back to Chaos Boost. Since I may as well mention it. I actually hold in my hand the manual to Sonic 06 here. And I don't know what the fuck I did that for. But anyway, I hold in my hand the manual to Sonic 06. Now, Chaos Boost is a specific power that only Shadow can access. When Shadow is in possession of a memory shard and the action gauge is completely filled, Chaos Boost can be triggered by pressing the right trigger. Now, this is what the manual says. I am reading it out from the manual. During this time, Shadow gains more destructive power and is invincible to enemy attacks. Let me clarify now. That is bullshit. I think nothing demonstrates the fact that this game is unfinished more than that. Shadow does not go invincible. He does get stronger. That much is true. But he is not invincible. I have gotten hit using Chaos Boost before. Quite a lot of times, actually. You are not invincible using it. I really think... I mean, they probably intended for that to be the case, for him to be invincible, but obviously either it got changed or they didn't finish the game in time, because this game is unfinished in my mind. I don't know. But I just wanted to highlight that little fact. I would have mentioned it at a point when I got hit using Chaos Boost, but like I say, I thought I would, at that point I was going to get hit with Chaos Boost, but obviously that was a completely different video I did a long time ago. And I don't know when the next point is that I'm going to use Chaos Boost and get hit. I believe there are different memory shards which give you different powers, like Chaos Snap, Chaos Lance, Chaos Blast, as it says in the manual. But I do not know. And I do not know why my video is juttering or, you know, lagging and such. That might just be my video as I'm recording it, 'cause sometimes that happens. It might not happen on YouTube. But yeah. Bear in mind, I don't actually really use Chaos Lance or Chaos Blast, because I can't be fucked. I never really saw the need to use them. So, yeah, I just figured I'd mention it. So yeah, Shadow doesn't play too badly. I mean, he's a bit loose. The controls feel a bit looser than what they do with Sonic, but I prefer him to some of the other characters. If the lag does exist on YouTube, then I do apologise for it, but I actually doubt that is the case. I think it is just Movie Maker, as I'm recording this, playing up. Oh shit. Yeah. I had no idea what I was up to here, because there is one more tower, and it's up here, and there is no way to destroy it with Shadow on his own without the buggy. But this is the last tower, and I have no idea what the fuck I was trying to do. Oh, by the way, if those lights spot you, more enemies are summoned. So yeah, you might want to stay out of the line of vision. See, Shadow can't do fuck all. He can't do anything. So, I really need to go back and get myself another buggy and faff around trying to get it all the way up here to destroy this last fucking tower. And I do not understand what I'm doing here. It's quite plainly obvious now that Shadow can't do anything. So, let's go grab ourselves that buggy. There are two buggies sort of hidden around. And, yeah. I suppose if anything, I'm kind of glad that Shadow doesn't actually use guns anymore. I mean, I didn't completely hate them in Shadow the Hedgehog, it's just I wasn't too keen on the concept of there being guns in a Sonic game. But yeah, you have to drive quite fast over that gap, else you're going to fall through like I did last time. Yeah. But yeah, I don't mind the fact that there's vehicles. I mean, if anything, it differentiates Shadow's gameplay to Sonic's, because otherwise it would be really similar. So, let's blow up this last tower. And... where the fuck's a gull ring? The fucking gull ring did not appear! Oy vey. A gull ring is meant to appear there. For whatever reason, it decided it wasn't going to bother to show up. So, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck the gull ring. If it can't be bothered to show up, I don't want to waste my time with it. At least I'll still finish the stage. So, once we beat White Acropolis, we go into another cutscene, obviously. Collected Rouge. And whatever the fuck it is she's holding. We'll find out what that does later on as the story goes on. For those of you who are probably thinking, oh, shut the fuck up, I want to watch the cutscenes, I have got a non-commentary version of this playthrough on VG Playthrough, so head over there if you want to watch it without me talking, instead of bitching and moaning. Thank you! Not this fucking boss again. I don't like Egg Cerberus. I don't really know what it is, but I think it's mostly just because the boss is so boring. And the camera's crap, and... oh, I just don't like Egg Cerberus. I must apologise, I just really don't. But anyway, Egg Cerberus, same boss really as what it was with Sonic. Egg Cerberus runs around like an idiot. So occasionally he'll stop. You grind up his tail, grab onto his horn, and make him run into the wall. He has the same slidey along the wall, you know, sliding along the wall issues that existed in Sonic's battle. It takes twice as long for Shadow to reach Egg Cerberus, I think. It could just be me, but I've always thought that Shadow was a lot slower than Sonic in this game. And like in Sonic's boss battle, if you run Egg Cerberus into certain points of the arena, it will do double damage. So yeah. Like with Sonic's, you know, battle with, you know, much like with Sonic's battle with Egg Cerberus, the camera is absolute shite. I must apologise if it seems like I'm tripping over my words a lot. It's just the way I am. Luckily, I don't seem to be spending as long on this. I haven't actually watched this footage through again in yonks, actually, so what happens here is a complete mystery to me. But anyway, after a while, much like in Sonic's battle with Egg Cerberus, he'll go up there, and then he'll try and jump on you. He'll try and jump your bones, despite the fact that he's a lot bigger than you. When he lands, there'll be a little shockwave, and get on his fucking... oh. I do not like Egg Cerberus. I really do not like Egg Cerberus. I know I've said it loads of times, but I just don't. And I just find it tedious that we have to fight the same boss again. Couldn't they think of anything original for Shadow? But yeah. Hopefully we'll take out this boss soon. I know I didn't do very well on the boss, but then again, I don't aim to get like all A ranks in my Let's Plays or playthroughs or whatever the fuck you want to call them. You know, all I want to do is just beat the game. And I'm not a perfect gamer. Most people who know me know that I'm not a perfect gamer. But I don't see why that should stop me from posting up my playthroughs, if you get what I mean. Nonetheless, I'm trying to get onto his horn without having to grind up his back, because I swear to God, Egg Cerberus just moves so quickly. Doesn't give you much of a chance. Or it could just be that Shadow is as slow as shit. Come on, Shadow. Much like with Sonic, after you've reached a certain point, where you've taken off so much health off Egg Cerberus, he will actually start swerving away from the walls a certain amount of times before you can actually deal a hit to him. And that can be kind of annoying. And I do not need the camera to face the fucking floor, thank you. See, I couldn't even see that attack coming because of the stupid poxy camera. Just a side note to say that I did notice that in my playthrough with Sonic, Sonic Story, fucking hell, I fell off the horn. That was skill, getting back on it like that. But yeah, I noticed that in Sonic Story I spoke quite quietly at a few points. I'll try not to do that. And I also noticed that the sound is quite loud in part 4, so maybe sometime in the future, if I can, I'll try and re-record that part and then re-upload it, because obviously, what's the point of having commentary if you can't hear the bloody commentator speak? But anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. Thank God we won't have to see Egg Cerberus ever again. Thank fuck for that. That was part 1. I certainly hope you stick around for part 2. I won't blame you if you didn't. Anyway, I'll see you guys all in part 2.